Okay, hi. I'm Ray Davis, and I am the author of SWTracker, and I just wanted to take a few minutes here and discuss with you some of the changes in the upcoming release 1.0.4 build number 53. It's been over 18 months, July of 2023, since my last release. And for the most part, there's been very few bugs, no real serious ones, but I did fix a number of small bugs and made a couple of feature changes which I think are going to be important. Anyway, the first thing I want to do is talk to you about a feature. There's no way for me to reach you with any information. I don't have a users group or anything like that, and you don't have to log into anything that gives you information. So hopefully some of you are going to watch this YouTube video, and at least here I can explain a couple of features that you may not know about or wouldn't find otherwise. So I'm going on my app here, and you can see it on the screen, and I'm going to go ahead and enable tracking. And then I'm going to go tap on custom message. Now, if you notice, you get this dialog pop-up. It's very few times I've ever had pop-up dialogues unless there was an error. And this one is to tell you about a new feature, and it is that you can finish your custom message with a long press rather than fumbling with the little buttons at the bottom. And let me show you. So if you look at the dialogue here, you have two options. One is don't show me this dialogue again. And the other is remind me again next time. So that's pretty obvious. I'm going to hit don't show me again. And I'm going to go ahead and create a custom message. Call it custom number 1. When you are at the send screen, like you see here, normally you would tap the send button. I've had comments from a couple of users, and they've had problems tapping the little send button at the bottom, especially if they're out riding the motorcycle, their hands are cold or whatever. So now you can simply tap, and I'm going to do this. Unfortunately, I can't show you the finger press, but I'm tapping now. And about a half a second later, you notice the screen drop down, and that sent that custom message. We can look over here on Spotwalla. I'll refresh the screen, and I've got 2 messages in this device. And let's go back, and what we want to do is look at the device messages. The first one was the tracking message when I started it a few seconds ago. And then there was an OK message. That was my custom message. And that came with the long press. So the point here is that you can now simply press and hold for about a half a second, and it's the same thing as hitting send. Now this works also with pictures. So if you go and you're going to take a camera, now when usually this is done, you're running an IBA and you're taking a picture of your receipt along with your odometer reading. And so this is a way you basically do the validation. So in this case, now pretend I'm pointing at my printer over there, but I come in here and I press the photo button, and this is not the screen that you want to be on at this point. You want to say, I'm using the photo, tap there, and now we're back to the custom message screen, and that's the important part. To send this, it's the same thing. Tap and hold for about a half a second in the middle of the screen. So tapping. If it doesn't work first time, just tap again, and there it goes. For some reason, every once in a while, it doesn't want to go. Let's try that one more time. So I'm going to hit a custom message. I'm going to go to my camera. I'm going to take a photo here. How's that? Of my folder getting ready for taxes. Use the photo, and I'm going to come here and just tap and hold and it goes away. And if we go back now to Spotwalla, you can see the two messages with pictures. I'll look at this one here first. There's the printer image that I did. We go back and view the messages one more time. And the second one was of the envelope with my taxes. Now, the next feature that was added was because of the same issue that one of the people complained or made the mention to me that when he was taking pictures or when he had taken a picture and went to hit send, he hit cancel by mistake. And that really kind of hurt, because when you cancel that message, it doesn't send a location message up to Spotwalla. Your pictures are stored and they're in the camera roll on your iPhone, but there's no message at that location that you can later easily come back and add the pictures to. So let's show you an example of that. I'm going to go to the camera again, and I'm going to point over at my 3D printer. Take a picture, use it. Now we're here ready to go. If I go to cancel now, it's going to give me a warning. It says, do you really want to cancel? And the options are yes, cancel the message. It says you really did. And no, send the message. So if I hit no, send the message, it sends it. And I'm going to go back to browsing my data, and there is the message that came in with that picture. So no, we'll cancel it, and the picture is still in your photo library, but there's no message sent to Spotwalla. Okay? One more thing, going back to the custom message, as you've seen, if we go here, you no longer, because I tapped on don't show me this again, I decided that what I was going to do is if you want to get that message back for any reason, I didn't have a way to do that. So what I've done is, let me cancel out of that. If you completely throw the app out of memory like that and then restart it, I'm going to enable tracking, and then when I hit the custom message, this will come up. So basically, when the app has been completely thrown out of memory, it does not remember that you tapped on not to show me again. So once people kind of know about this in the next couple of months and it's out and understood about the long tap, then I will release another version that removes the dialogue here at all. So as it shows here, there is don't show me again or remind me next time. Your choice on that, but the don't show me again lasts as long as the app remains in memory. You can put it in the background like here, which is your normal operation. But when you come back in, it doesn't come up like that. And we'll show that one more time. It doesn't come up again. So that's the important thing I wanted to point out as two new features. Now, the couple other things that were bug fixes that may be important, it's nothing that you need to know. The last few things I'm going to talk about is just information. There was a problem brought up by one of my users down in Australia who he captains a boat that takes these 22, 24-hour cruises out coming down the Australian coast. And as it turns out, they're out of cell range most of that time. So SWTracker is designed to buffer points when you're out of cellular access or out of Wi-Fi access. And even over a course of 22 hours, it did the right thing. When you get back to either cell coverage or Wi-Fi coverage, what the app does is it starts going through the list of all of the buffered up locations, and sends them one at a time. Well, this brought up I won't call it a bug, but it was a feature, if you will, of Spotwalla and its handling. So what this would do is there was hundreds of buffered messages in this particular case. And when the captain got to Wi-Fi or cellular at the end of the trip, the app started one by one sending them very quickly, one location message at a time, pulling it off the queue and just repeating. Well, at about 100 messages, Spotwalla shut down and said basically, oh, I think I'm being hit with a denial of service attack, and stopped accepting the messages. We figured it out and all is good, but it actually was kind of interesting in the fact that because he had actually shut his phone off, all of the buffered messages are stored all the time on disk or local memory. And when the app starts up, it reinitializes its internal memories out of the on-disk version. And it turned out they weren't coming in chronological order. Now they do. What this happened to cause with this particular sea captain is when it came online and then did start sending all of these messages, because Spotwalla stopped accepting them, there were blank spots in the trip. But because they weren't chronological, it just looked like there was dropped messages all along. So anyway, that's been fixed. Both the fact that when the app reloads from being turned off and reloads the buffered messages, it does it in chronological order. So when it sends them off to Spotwalla, when it comes online, it goes in chronological order. And the other thing is Spotwalla very quickly fixed that particular problem. There is a couple other things. I don't know if you noticed, let me see if I can show it right down here. In the tracking messages, so here we are looking at my device, there is information that I put in every message that happens to give me some debug information, so that when there is a problem with a customer, I can go through his messages and sometimes get an idea what's happened. I've added just a little bit more messages to this. There is now a start and stop message that tells me that the user started tracking and stopped tracking. So this one shows that I started it. If I go back and look at the last message where I turned it off, and we look here, that was another start message. Let's go back. Oh, I terminated. That's why. I'm going to go back and fix that real quick. So let's go in. We're enable tracking, and now we're going to disable tracking. Now I'm stopping it normally and refreshing this screen, and here now you see this. So there it shows that it got a stop tracking message. But it is important, I did want to actually show this other feature. When the application is terminated, like I did, you saw me throw it out of memory, the message, it sends a custom message at that time that says the application was terminated while it was tracking. That again is also part of the debug information that I put in these messages. So not that you need to do anything with that, but you might find it helpful that I am trying to keep the application giving me as much information to help you when there are problems. Anyway, 1.0.4 build 53 will be out shortly if it isn't already. And in about a month or two, once people understand about that pop-up warning message, I will re-release a 1.0.5 and turn that off. I just wanted to let everybody have a way of showing you that there was this new long touch feature. It was requested by a beta user, and it has been very well received by several of my beta testers. Anyway, I hope all is well. Enjoy your rides, and leave me a comment down in the video here if there's anything that you'd like to see me talk about. I'm thinking about kind of a deep dive video, more about getting into the nitty and gritty about the application and its interaction with Spotwalla. Another one that has come to mind is a kind of tips and tricks, how best to use the app, especially for IBA writers. You don't want problems to happen when you're doing an IBA certified write. If you have any suggestions that you'd like me to address, then please let me know down in the comments, and enjoy your rides, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.